Good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together most weekday mornings at 8 o'clock Central to talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. Our primary audience are entrepreneurs, small business owners, individuals looking to access capital. And secondarily, we have a really strong and rapidly growing team of distribution partners, primarily who are affiliates. Affiliate programs are very commonplace. They say that 80% of medium and large businesses now have an affiliate program. And affiliate programs where you just simply have a landing page, you refer people to it, and you get paid. And that's what we're showing you here is an example of the landing page for the campaign that we call the Bad Credit Business Loans for Startups. Now, not all entrepreneurs have bad credit, but a lot of them do. And we recently announced, actually just yesterday, we announced a new lender partnership that's allowing us to help entrepreneurs with startup or early stage businesses as long as they have at least a 500 credit score. And that's a lot lower than what most lenders will accept. That's what we call an outlier. And that's good because that makes what you and I, if assuming you're a distribution partner and affiliate, that makes what you and I do more needed and unique, because in general, people need to have a high credit score, 680 or higher at least. Often they look for a 700 or 720 or higher. Often lenders typically will look for 2 years or more time in business, where you and I can work with startups. In many cases, lenders are looking for strong, profitable businesses to loan money to, but that leaves the early stage entrepreneur that hasn't established that yet out of luck. And so you and I really swim in what's called the blue ocean. The red ocean is where it's fiercely competitive, right? There are sharks fighting over the meat, we'll say, and it's bloody and it's fiercely competitive. But it's calm and smooth over where you and I are in the blue ocean, because most lenders and most programs don't want to work with lesser qualified prospects. But that's really our niche, is to help people that wouldn't be able to access funding otherwise. All of you, again, should have a landing page. If you don't have a landing page, I plead with you, give us a call or an email after today's session. Let's make sure you have a landing page. That's really your role, is to go out and create awareness. And that's our topic today. But once you have created awareness and referred someone into your landing page, what will happen is that as long as they fill it out, click the box, click that they request information, then what will happen is they'll almost immediately, they'll get a text. And the text will go, of course, to the number provided here. And the text will ask them, do you want to receive information from us? And as long as they type yes, Y-E-S, now they're in your funnel. Now they're tracked, they're your lead. But the great news is you don't have to really put any more effort or energy into them unless you want to. Our team will take them through, will help them fill out a funding proposal. The funding proposal is streamlined. It's a one-pager. Top half is about the business information. So if they have that information about a business, they can fill it out. But let's say that they don't know the information yet, or they don't have a business yet, that they haven't even formed one, that's fine. They're still eligible. Anything on the top half can be left blank. And then the bottom half of the application is about one of the key persons, one of the owners, someone that owns 20% or more of the business. And so then that application comes into our system. And I don't want to make it sound too fancy like artificial intelligence, but we have algorithms. So once it's fed into the system, it does a lender match. And so without any hard inquiries, without any upfront cost, our system can match that person with the lender or lenders that they would qualify for as of now. So let's take Mr. Higgs. Let me see if Mr. Higgs is on our training this morning. No, unfortunately he's not, but maybe he'll join us before it's over. Mr. Higgs just came aboard as one of our newest affiliates. Well, I believe his first client that he referred into his landing page yesterday, later in the day yesterday, we were able to run that candidate's file through the system, and that candidate received a low interest $50,000 loan offer, as well as some other smaller ones. So that's what we call the first tranche, the first round. So that's when the client's first coming in, and we help match where they're at this point in time. So for example, for Mr. Higgs, his client received the 50,000 offer. I understand she's going to accept that offer. So she'll get 50,000 in the next day or two wired into her account. That provides her some seed money, some working capital as we move forward. And I'll describe what moving forward means in a moment. And then, of course, Mr. Higgs is an affiliate. So any of you that are affiliates, you're paid 5 points, 5% off of each tranche of the client's capital raise. So Mr. Higgs' client is going to get 50,000 in her account probably today or tomorrow. I'm not sure the turnaround time, but let's just say tomorrow. And then he'll get 5% of that. 5% of 50,000, of course, is 2,500. So that's his first payout. When clients come in through this process, not only are we getting them their first tranche, we're going to work with them to improve the fundability of their business so they qualify for a minimum of 100,000. Some people say, oh, it's up to 100,000. No, the way that the grant was written that we applied for, the way that our contract is written, is that we guarantee every participant in writing a minimum of 100,000. Well, that's great for the participant, and then that's great for Mr. Higgs or any of you who are affiliates, because if you're making 5% of at least 100,000, you know you're going to make at least 5,000. So each time your client receives a tranche or a round of funding, then you get paid. Now, it may be that it's one tranche, it may be two tranches, maybe multiple tranches. That'll vary based upon the client circumstances. Sometimes people say, well, that doesn't make sense. You know, if this client only qualified for 50,000 yesterday and we guaranteed 100,000, haven't we breached the agreement? Well, no. That client did qualify actually for more than 50,000. 50,000 was the largest single offer from one lender. But regardless, the clients get what they qualify for initially, but that's just the starting point. That's not the finish line. Then once they get that first round of funding, now we're working with them to help them become credible, to help their business become credible enough by building a business plan, putting together financial projections, and helping them with their 3 C's: credit, collateral, and capacity. So no, it's not too good to be true. It's just you don't want to misinterpret and say, well, if my client didn't get 100,000 on day one with their first tranche, then this is a scam. Well, no, they qualify for whatever they qualify for initially. Everyone gets at least one offer. Some may be very large, maybe 50,000 or more. Maybe it's much less, but that's reflective of the client starting point. So let's talk a little bit about what we're looking for clients in terms of a starting point. With the rollout of the new bad credit funding program yesterday, we can now fund down to a 500. So I'm not saying in the 500s, but literally we have a new lender partner that will do business funding for startup businesses as long as the business owner has at least a 500. And that's remarkably low. If you've worked in this industry at all, I think you might either be pleased, surprised, or shocked, because that's very low. That's very risky, right? Because regardless of the explanation, pretty much everyone that has bad credit has an explanation, but I'm dismissing that. We're not judging anyone. But the lower the credit score, the more risky you are to the lender. That's just a fact. And so what I'd like you to do today is try to find one person with bad credit. Someone that, now they need to be above 500. So I know theoretically someone could have a credit score in the 400s, but that's rare and unusual. But I'd like you to find one person with bad credit that's looking for funding to start or grow a business. So again, this is key. Maybe they need to start. Maybe they don't have a business in place. Maybe they do. So that's why we word it this way. It's okay if they don't have a business. We can help them start one. It's okay if they already have one and they want to grow it. Everyone fits in one of those two categories, right? You got to be one or the other. So what's in it for you? If you can find one person that has bad credit that's looking for at least 100,000, as is stated, you know you're going to make at least 5,000. And maybe your motivation is making money, and that's okay. We live in a capitalistic society, but maybe your motivation is to help people. Well, you and I can help people that I don't think are going to be able to get help otherwise because of our unique program. When clients enroll, they have no upfront cost, right? We don't charge them up front. They pay after they get funding. And everyone's guaranteed funding, and everyone's guaranteed at least 100,000. So I want to turn it over to you. We have what's called a question and answer box. It's like a chat box in Zoom. I'd like for any of you to tell me why you can't, or I guess maybe why you won't, take this challenge today. Why you won't go out and find one person with bad credit that's looking for money to start or grow a business. Because for them, we can deliver the funding that they need, that they deserve, that they want. And for you, you can make at least 5,000. And I know for a lot of you, 5,000 is not a big deal. But what if we started, habits are things that we do on a reoccurring basis. And it's hard to change. And when you first started going to the gym, it's hard to change your behavior. When you started eating healthier or stop smoking, whatever habit you've ever had to face to change, habits are hard to develop, but once you develop them and maintain them, usually over 90 days, it becomes just natural. What I'd love you to do is to create a habit of making $5,000 a day, because you have the ability to. There's lots of people, maybe you don't know anyone with bad credit. Maybe everyone in your circle of influence has an 800 plus score. I wouldn't doubt that with the type of people you're probably hanging around with. But you don't have to look too far to find people that have bad credit that would like to have money to start or grow a business. So let's go ahead and put your questions, comments, concerns into the Q&A box. Annette, we have 424 of you. So Annette, what's keeping you today from finding someone with bad credit that would like at least $100,000? Can you type in, Annette, what's the barrier from you doing that? Do you not know where to find bad credit people? Do you not know any? Do you not know what to say? I'm looking for your feedback. Annette, Anthony, Bernard, Charles, Cybercom, that's an interesting name, Doug, Emmanuel, Eric, Faze, Francisco. We have so many bright minds. I want to hear from you. Celino, you've been on and off, hot and cold. Tell me, Celino, what would keep you from finding someone with bad credit? Now, if you do not know anyone with bad credit, which is possible, and I think that's what Barney's saying. Barney doesn't know anyone with bad credit. Well, you can seek referrals. So let's say that you live in this elitist world and you're going to have lunch at the country club today with caviar and lobster bisque, and you look all around you and you can't find anyone with bad credit. You've got your maid and your servants, and you don't know anyone with bad credit. You're an elitist. Well, where could we find someone with shitty credit? Well, you could go to a credit repair professional. Find someone that repairs credit and let them know, hey, Joe, hey, Susie, I don't know if you ever have clients that you're working on their credit, which is great service you provide, I'm sure, that's ever looking for money. Because while you're literally doing what you do, Joe or Susie, whatever example names I just gave, I forgot already, we can help them get funding to start or grow a business. So this is a great spot. If you don't know where to find someone with bad credit, you could get referrals from credit repair professionals, and you could either make them a sub-affiliate of yours or a referral partner. Let's go back down to the difference. So sub-affiliate versus referral partner. So sub-affiliates are, in our structure, we can make you a master affiliate, which doesn't cost anything. So you become a master affiliate, and then you make an override from what your affiliates produce. So you could approach a credit repair professional. They could become an affiliate. So they're underneath your hierarchy. You're considered the master affiliate. You get it paid a 2-point override, and then now they would make 5%. So that's one way to approach referral sources. The other is less formal. You just ask them to refer people to you. You pay them out of your pocket instead of us paying them. So they're your client, they're your referral sources. We don't know who they are. We don't need to know who they are. You control what they're paid, but it's coming out of your 5 points. Hopefully that makes sense. So you could develop a team of sub-affiliates, which we've had different trainings on that, which we can steer you to if you need help with it, or less formal referral partners where maybe you give them $100 or $250 for referring you someone, and they're only working with you. They're not in our business model. All right, so let's go back to that first tranche, and that's what Purvis is asking. So going back, I know we haven't completed this discussion yet. We'll come back to this in a moment, but Purvis brought up a good point. So let's go back through the process. So everyone should have a free landing page. Everyone. If you don't have a landing page, call us or email us. We got to fix that. Everyone should have a free landing page, free to all affiliates. All right. So then you have prospects go to your landing page, and we've talked about the process. So, but let's recap because it gets back to Purvis's point. So they fill this out, they get a text, they type yes, which allows us to communicate with them via text. And then 1 minute later, they get that application that I mentioned a moment ago. What did I say about the application? The top half is business information. If they have it, they can fill it out. If they don't have it, it's not required. The bottom half is personal information. We need someone that's either an owner of the company or will be an owner if the company's not formed yet. Makes sense. Purvis's point is, well, if what we're focused on is business funding, which certainly is true, then why do we even need to ask about personal information up front? Well, you got to think about it, Purvis and everyone else. When they're first coming in, their business isn't fundable yet. We've not helped them build their business plan, their financial projections. We've not helped them improve their 3 C's. So we've not done the improvement yet. So the baseline, if their business happens to be strong enough coming in, then maybe they don't even need us. We just go right to funding. And that happens rarely, but it theoretically could. But the bottom line is most people don't have a fundable business yet. And if you're not clear, anyone, what a fundable business is, we can steer you to other trainings we've had. But the problem is they don't have a fundable business yet. Therefore, the first tranche is going to look at both their business as it is and them as a person as they are. So where we want to go to, though, is we want to focus on business funding, and that's what we do. So yes, personal credibility impacts their first tranche quite a bit because it has to, right? The underwriting has to be from somewhere. So is the underwriting on the business or is it on the business owner? Well, the goal is to make it off the business, but that's what we do to get to that. That's the finish line. The starting point, hardly anyone has a fundable business. Therefore, if they don't have a fundable business, what do we have left? The business owner. Purvis, does that make sense? Right. So coming in, we get the app. It has business information and personal information. We put it into the system, algorithms run, and we look to see where we could go for funding. If their business qualifies for funding already, then that's wonderful. But you have to realize, in most people's cases, their business isn't fundable. That's why they need you and I. That's why they need the program. That's what we're referring to as the finish line. The finish line is when their business is fundable. So Purvis has concerns that some of the people he's referred in weren't very fundable in the beginning. Well, that may be. I mean, that's based upon their life decisions. It's not a reflection of you or me or the program. We have over 40 different lenders without any hard inquiries that competes to loan money to the people that you refer in, Purvis and everyone else. So we put them in the system and we see what the lender match is. And so they get what they get. Now, everyone gets at least one offer, and the offers can be as low as 0% interest. So you're not going to get pushback of, oh, the only thing I got was high interest. That's not true. There may be some lenders that offer them high interest, but we always have at least one lender that will give them 0% interest. So I don't think we're going to have a problem with that, but that's their starting point. I think the key, Purvis and everyone else, is understanding the difference between the starting point and the finish line. The starting point is a reflection of where they're at now, the starting point, which we do need to understand. The finish line is where we're going. So we can guarantee, at least as it states here, at least 100,000 at the finish line. But there's no way that we can guarantee 100,000 at the starting point. All right, so who else has questions or comments on today's challenge? Can we go out and find one? We need to go back and determine where to find these people, don't we? We didn't finish that. All right, so certainly going to credit repair professionals would make a lot of sense for the reasons we were saying a few minutes ago. They work with bad credit people, so they have a relationship with them, and they could become either a sub-affiliate of yours or a referral partner. Where else could we get referrals for bad credit small business owners? That's exactly right, Pearlie. Loan brokers. So other people that are in the space of lending money for small business loans, because they're going to have what's called declines. I was just talking to a gentleman this morning. He's a loan broker. So I guess you'd say he's a competitor of ours. We're not a loan broker, but he's saying to me, he does the same thing that we do, but with a different organization. I said, well, great. Do you ever have people that you can't help that get turned down? He says, all the time. I said, great. Send your rejections to us. Just do whatever you want with your qualified people, but send your rejections to us, because we help imperfect people become fundable. He loved it. And so this is another great place to find referrals for people with bad credit, because if they're out looking for funding with other loan brokers, bankers, lenders, and I guess we could describe that more, bankers, lenders, MCA agents, so forth, so anyone that's in the space of helping people get money, just ask them for their turn downs. And then you can either make them a sub-affiliate, so they're paid from us and you're getting an override, or you can make them a referral partner where you're paying them out of your portion. But that is an excellent target audience. Who else has ideas where we can find someone with bad credit? If you just don't know anyone, you can't think of anyone in your sphere of influence that has shitty credit, how can we find someone? All right, Madison's right. You could post online, such as Craigslist, such as Facebook, so forth. Yeah, so you could use social media or online services to let people know. Well, what would you say? I don't know what I would say if I were to post. This is it. Post this and then provide a link to your landing page, not to ours, of course. Bad credit business loans for startups. Bad credit business loans are for business owners with poor personal credit and or weak business financials. Over 2,000 businesses funded already through our direct lenders. Minimum credit scores as low as 500. Interest rates as low as 12%. Loan amounts up to 1 million. No upfront cost. 100,000 guaranteed. There's what you would say. You have your ad content right here in front of you. Go post it. Get it out. Get it in front of credit repair professionals, get it in front of other people in the loan lending space, post it online. Who else can think of some way to find someone who has bad credit that would like money to start or grow a business? All right, Annette's asking about that 500 minimum. The 500 minimum That's a great question. She's asking which bureau. I would say to be safe, they need to have at least a 500 across all three bureaus. Now, if you find someone that doesn't have at least 500 across all three bureaus, we can still help them, right? Credit is fluid. Credit doesn't have a memory, so they might not qualify immediately, but we could certainly work with them very reasonably and very quickly to get their score at least to a 500. So I think stating this is good because it's accurate, but I don't think you have to turn away people in that are below 500, because we should be able to reasonably help them get to 500. That's a pretty low goal to reach. All right, so we're looking for other ideas before we wrap it up today. Where can you find one person? Because what we're going to try to do is develop a habit. We're going to try to find one person a day with bad credit to refer into your landing page. When they go through the process, you're making 5 points of their capital raise. That's 5,000. I know that's not a big deal probably to most of you, but if we can make a habit of that and do that Mondays through Fridays, 4 weeks in a month, now we're at 20 times a month times 5,000. Now we're at 100,000 a month. And again, for you big hitters like Jeff and Jeanette and Gilbert, 100,000 a month probably doesn't matter to you much. It doesn't even move the needle. But for the average person, a lot of people don't make 100,000 a month at their full-time job. And here's the ability reasonably to make it with a part-time gig as an affiliate. All right, does anyone else have ideas of where we could find these people? Where are these bad credit people at? Where are they at? Very interesting. What Jeff said is referrals from car dealerships, realtors, etc. So where people are out trying to use their credit to buy something, when they get rejected, sounds like what Jeff's doing is going to these places and getting referrals from them and either treating them as a sub-affiliate or a referral partner. Great, yeah, because you know that people that are out shopping for cars or shopping for homes, if they get declined, they're wanting to use their credit, so they're probably motivated. So what we could do is actually get them a business loan, and then we could buy the car through their business. Or we could get them a business loan and buy the real estate through their business. That's a great idea. Who else has ideas of places where we can find these bad credit people? You know, they're hard to find, aren't they? Where would we find someone that we could help? All right, Eric makes a good point. You could go to churches, and that's a great idea. Going to faith-based leaders, letting them know about what we do, our cause, our mission, how we're trying to help people that are imperfect become fundable, so they have business funding to start and grow, to create jobs, to improve the tax base, to improve the community, and look to work with faith-based leaders. And again, take those pastors or bishops and either make them an affiliate so they're in the revenue stream, or pay them as a referral partner. So what's consistent with wherever you're trying to get referrals from is it certainly makes sense to economically incentivize those people that are referring to you, either by making them an affiliate so we pay them, or making them a referral partner of yours where you pay them. But there's about 1/3 of the population that has poor credit. That's our target audience for this endeavor. And I don't think there's anyone else out trying to help people with shitty credit get funding, right? There might be a lot of credit repair professionals marketing to them for obvious reasons. Well, that's not our competition. Then go market to credit repair professionals, economically incentivize them, and let's just try to develop a habit of each day referring in at least one person. All right, any questions, comments, concerns? Again, if you don't have your landing page or you need help with leads, call us. Hopefully all of you have been working with Charlotte. She's got her new business line number. She's the affiliate manager. Hopefully you're developing a great relationship with her. She's able to generate the reports and feedback for you where everyone is, and let us know what we can do for you. Hope to see you back tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.